On the plane, somewhere over the Atlantic, I let myself believe her. You haven't been home in 2 years. My mother had said over the phone. Voice small in a way I hadn't heard before. It won't feel like the holidays without you. 10 hours later, stiff and underslept. I stood on the porch with my suitcase and knocked. She opened the door, stepped aside, and said, "You'll babysit your brother's kids. We're leaving in an hour." No hello, no hug, just logistics. I thought I'd misheard. "Excuse me. Your brother booked a last-minute ski trip," she said. Already walking toward the kitchen. "You can stay here with the kids. It'll be good bonding time." Inside, my brother was zipping up a winter jacket. His 2 children ran in circles shrieking. He grinned when he saw me. "Perfect timing," he said. "Don't wipe your snot on her, kids. She's allergic to responsibility." They laughed. My sister-in-law laughed. My mother didn't correct him. I stood there, suitcase still in my hand, feeling something familiar slide into place. Not anger. Recognition. This wasn't spontaneous. The suitcases by the door were packed neatly. Lift tickets sat on the entry table. The trip had been planned. "You knew about this," I said quietly to my mother. She avoided my eyes. "It just came together." I set my suitcase down carefully. I'd been the extra pair of hands since I was 12. The one who stayed home when they traveled. The one who rearranged her schedule. The one who could understand. And I had understood. For years. I walked into the kitchen and poured myself a glass of water. No one stopped talking. They were discussing traffic conditions and dinner reservations near the resort. "I won't be staying," I said. My brother snorted. "Flight got you cranky." "No," I said evenly. "I won't be staying with the kids." Silence flickered, then passed dramatic. My mother said softly, "We counted on you." That word, counted. I'd learned recently to pay attention to language. 3 weeks earlier when she first begged me to come home. She'd sent an email asking me to confirm my travel dates, so we can coordinate plans. I had replied with dates and attached a simple agreement, drafted as a joke at first, outlining expectations for my visit. It specified that I would not be responsible for childcare, without prior written consent and compensation. She'd replied with a thumbs up emoji and, "Sounds fine." I doubted she'd read the attachment. Now I pulled my phone from my pocket. "I won't be staying," I repeated. "But the kids won't be unattended." My brother rolled his eyes. What does that even mean? It meant I had anticipated this. When I sensed the tone of her requests, the urgency, the vagueness, I contacted a licensed holiday childcare agency near their town. I explained the situation in neutral terms. I scheduled coverage for the exact dates I'd be there, just in case. The agency required a signed authorization from the homeowner. I forwarded the same agreement my mother had already approved in email, with a digital signature platform attached. She had clicked and signed without reading. At 3:05 p.m., the doorbell rang. No one moved at first. I did. On the porch stood a woman in a navy coat with an ID badge clipped to her collar. Behind her, a compact car with the agency's logo on the side. "Good afternoon," she said pleasantly. "We're here for scheduled childcare services." I stepped aside and gestured toward the living room. My brother blinked. "What is this?" "Back up," I said. The woman handed my mother a printed copy of the service contract, highlighting her signature. The invoice amount was clearly listed. "Holiday rates." My mother's face drained of color. No way," she whispered. The children had gone quiet. Sensing something shift, "You signed," I said gently. I didn't want to assume, so I made sure. My brother laughed once, sharp and humorless. "You're charging us." "I'm ensuring you have coverage," I replied. "I'm not free labor." My sister-in-law stepped back as if the paperwork might burn her. "This is insane," my brother said. "It's family. I flew 10 hours because Mom said it wouldn't feel like the holidays without me," I said. "Not because you needed a sitter." The childcare provider waited calmly by the door, professional and unflustered. Authority doesn't have to shout. It just shows up on time. "You're embarrassing us," my mother said. "I'm clarifying." I was a long pause. Snow began falling lightly outside, soft against the porch railing. My brother looked at the lift tickets, then at the invoice. They could still go. They just had to pay for what they had assumed I would give. The room felt different now. Not explosive, just rearranged. I'm staying at a hotel, I said, lifting my suitcase again. I'll come by tomorrow if you want dinner. But I won't be assigned me. As I walked down the driveway, I heard my mother's voice, low and frantic, repeating, "No way. No way." At the hotel the night, I lay on the bed and stared at the ceiling. I expected guilt to swallow me, it didn't. Instead, I felt something steadier. Not triumph, proportion. The next morning, my mother called. Her voice was softer. "You could have just told me no," she said. "I have," I replied. For years, there was silence on the line. The relationship didn't mend that weekend. It didn't collapse either. It shifted into something unfamiliar, uncertain, less automatic. Boundaries don't create warmth. They create space. When I flew home after the holidays, I didn't feel rejected, I felt adjusted. They may never see me as anything but the reliable extra pair of hands. But I see myself differently now. And sometimes that's the first change that matters.